aspect that keeps me out of the game, which is kind of interesting, is, and we were talking about it earlier, is for me a big part of who I am is I believe in acts of service.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you pimp yourself out to everybody, you're gonna get stretched thin, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So it's like I think in my head psychologically, hold all my cards tight to my chest so that I'm not pimping myself out and doing everything for everybody and their mama. Like, if you catch me on the right day with a good story, you can get $20 out of me as a homeless person. Absolutely. I've given homeless people $20 before. And I remember vividly, there was this one guy who was at the Safeway in Redwood City. And he came up to me and he was like, hey man, you know, I'm just a young black dude. And he was dressed really nice. You can tell he's homeless, but he put effort into how he looked. Like, he still, I don't know. I don't know. I get sad thinking about it, but he was like, hey man, you know, I don't want to bother you. I understand that you're busy. And that alone was like, thank you. Like, you know that I'm doing something. He's like, but do you have any spare change, just quarters, anything like that? And I didn't have any. I had like 40 20s, or not 40, Jesus Christ. I had like $300. So I was gonna get a haircut and do some other stuff. And I'm like, I don't have anything. I don't have any change on me, man. But you can sense that either he was a great actor, or it was real, but there's kind of like a pain and sincerity in his voice. So I'm like, here, just take $20, man. And like, I think I worry that if I become a people person, I'll be stretched too thin, because at my core, I might have a hard exterior, but I don't like to see people in pain. I don't like to see people struggle. It hurts me very much.
Yeah.
And I think that if I spread myself thin and become a people person, I will subjugate myself to becoming, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's fear, being like a Mother Teresa, right? Where I just,
what's wrong with that?
I don't know why I have a hard time. Cause then the evil in me comes, right? And it goes, well, fuck those people, they don't deserve it, right? Like the evil in me, the duality of my mind comes in and goes, man, but you're spreading yourselves thin for these heathens, these monsters, people who don't even take care of each other, right? So it's just weird battle between me wanting to be compassionate for other people, but then there's something in me that goes, but these people aren't even compassionate toward themselves. So why should I be? And it's not like a why should I be good when no one else is good. It's more so like my efforts are going to spoil, right? So it's like at the end of the day, my small dent is going to do nothing to breach the hull of the ship. So I think I can think myself out of things. I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Yeah. I can think myself out of things really easy, right? And like you said, it's the logic train. I can create a logic train that I can believe so readily that I can get into something, but I can also create a logic train that will get me out of it.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack. I think you're putting up a lot of barriers on yourself. Like, I think you're I don't know how to phrase this. It's almost like going into the job interview
thinking you're gonna fail.
Yeah, like setting yourself up for failure as opposed to just like, fuck it, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
I think that's like your look on life is like, it's not going to work out, so why should I put the effort in?
And I would agree with you. I'm not even gonna hold you. You're absolutely right. But I and this is the logic train convincing myself, right? When I was a kid, I remember, and I'm based on the memory talk, I might be bullshitting, but I remember I went to the store with my mother and my father, and I had caused a ruckus in the store. And my parents are, very old school African parents, and my dad said, and I guess I'll translate it to English, when we get to the house, I'm gonna beat your ass. And so my mom said I did this thing that as soon as I got in the car, I fell asleep, but I didn't really sleep. It was that thing where I've been a sinister child for a long time, so I'm like, he can't beat me if I'm sleeping. That's child abuse. But I think back to that and I say, this is where in my train of thought started, which is it better, and I'm asking you this sincerely, is it better for my father to have said, I'm going to beat you, and the entire car ride home in my mind I have that I'm going to get beaten when I get home, and he gets home and there's no beating? Or is it better that I cause a ruckus in the store, he doesn't say anything, whole car ride home, I'm ignorant. I don't know what's going on. I get home and out of nowhere, one of the most savage beatings I've ever gotten. Which is better though?
I mean, I think you know the answer.
And that's how I live my life. I'd rather be prepared than surprised.
Okay.
Right? And it might not be right, but that's why I have the mentality that I have, which is I'd rather be prepared for the worst in surprise when it doesn't happen than ambivalent and just ignorant and then get a beating. I don't know, right?
Yeah, I can see where your logical brain will take you there. I don't agree. I think, again, I think you're hindering yourself. Like, I think just based off that logic, like the way you are convincing yourself is like, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm not going to do this. I don't want to get hurt, so I'm not going to put feelings into this. I don't want something to happen to me, so I'm not going to go on this trip. And
yeah,
like,
if
you just continue to live your life like that, you're going to be miserable, man. You're not going to like live life. You're going to stay inside for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I don't want to be nitpicky, but I think for the sake of standing up for myself, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, sorry. I might be coming off as harsh.
No. I just want people, because there might be people who have the same kind of issue, but we need to talk through it and disassemble it. You are absolutely right. I live my way. I hinder myself from, I don't want to say achieving, but enjoying life.
Yeah. For
the sake of surviving and being safe. Right? And so the question that I think we're asking ourselves is a life worth living if there's no life being lived? And that's person to person.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, that's subjective. I agree.
It's very interesting. You're right, man. I don't know if I've always been like this though. I think maybe I have.
I feel like you just need encouragement.
I guess.
You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes, like, living alone, you kind of just like
regress to your cave.
yeah, really. Like, you just, and like, you kind of just convince yourself because there's nobody to like argue. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody to like
argue with myself. So you're always just fighting yourself.
Yeah, no, but also like you're also convincing yourself. You know what I mean? At the same time, like you're reaffirming beliefs, and it's like, remember when we're in college? Like you're learning from everybody. Like everybody's coming from different backgrounds and different ethnic groups and like different uprisings, and like that's where you learn the most.
Yeah,
because you get influenced by everyone, you know.
Yeah,
professors, students, like it doesn't matter, and then even roommates, because you're living with someone. But like the more time you spend with yourself, it's like, yeah, you get this like limited, you put on those like periphery those blinders, and like you know you'll sit with your phone and just everything you read on your phone is gospel, because like there's nobody there to like convince you otherwise, in a sense. You know?
I think I've gone down socially after college.
Maybe. Yeah.
I just didn't